Hello everyone. Today I'm trying something a little bit different. I am putting this content up on YouTube, but it is not primarily a content meant for YouTube. This is for posterity. I'm going to play a video game with you over the course of a number of 10-minute episodes, but I'm going to be talking to the future. I'm going to talk to my descendants, maybe the descendants of my cousins in America, maybe the descendants of my friends and allies in Kenya. Not sure exactly where you'll be, but I'm in Kenya, and I am Terry Fulton. And at the moment, I'm 38 years of age. I turned 38 not long ago. It's Christmas time for me, and I don't have much going on. I have 3 weeks to rest, but not many people around, so I'm taking the opportunity to try this. I feel like this is something that's really useful. I would love to watch videos or consume content by my ancestors, and everyone I've spoken to agrees, but when I tell people about this, they tell me I'm stupid and wasting my time and there's no way it's going to be valuable. So I suspect in 100 years, maybe if you're watching this quite a ways in the future, I won't be your only ancestor who's done this, but right now I'm the only guy doing this. So I've chosen to play this particular game. It's called Terra Invicta. It's kind of a great game. As you can see, and it's good for our purposes as well. As you can see, I have a map of the geopolitical world in 2022. Right now it's 2024, but the game begins in 2022. But this is only one map of the game. The game is extremely complex because you can also click this and you go out to the solar system. You can't get past the solar system because Proxima Centauri is really far away. So the conceit of this game is that we're stuck here for now. But we have an alien who's just landed in our solar system, somewhere out here in the Oort cloud. And this is how humanity responds to it, not as a unified humanity, but as humanity implodes and has a huge mess on their hands because of the aliens, and you're playing one of the factions. What I'll do is, I want to tell you all about my life, all about my world, as part of this thing I'm doing. But for right now, I'm just going to tell you a bit about the game. So the aliens come, there's 7 factions. Humanity splatters into 7 factions. I'm playing one of the factions. I'm playing this one here, who is, they want to prove to the aliens that we're their equals, but not necessarily their enemies. And this faction is a bit of an extra hard one, but I'm playing on a normal difficulty instead of advanced difficulty, so I'm going with these guys. They're not necessarily the best guys, but it's, you know, they're kind of pompous institutional folks who want to establish that our ways are great. The other hilarious thing about this game is it's made by a guy in Colorado who, his ideology is what we in my era might call shit libs. He believes a bunch of dumb shit. So the game is supposed to be set in real life, but it's always actually set in the fantasies of the American centrist establishment. And things are always wrong. As you can see, what's happened between 2022 and 2024 kind of proves the wrongness of his ideology, so that's another value of this game. By playing this game, I can show you the geopolitics of my world on this map. I can show you the delusions of the centrists of my time, and then I can also jump out to this map, talk a bit about futurism, talk a bit about other aspects. And I've spent the past few years getting good at this game. It came out 2 years ago. This was the release date, is the first date of the campaign, according to the game Aliens Land, the day it releases. It's actually, I mean, the guy is pretty brilliant. He has a lot of good ideas, but his ideology is warped. He always believes the dumbest stuff, which is actually kind of hilarious. So we're going to play this game together. The core basically the game is divided into a bunch of mini games, but the core of this Earth side is these agents I have. I start with 2. I can get a 3rd out the gate, and then every 2 weeks I can send them all to do one thing. Maybe I'll start with this guy. Yeah, let me start with this guy. And everyone, and basically it's kind of turn-based on Earth, where all these people do their thing, but then when you get to space, it becomes real time where you pause it. This scientist right here, I'm not going to keep him around forever, I'm afraid. He's just going to be like a startup advisor to me, and then I'll fire him and replace him, because the guy I just hired is a better version of him, basically. The guy's kind of brutal. There's a lot of, particularly on the American side, everyone thinks that brutality is the coolest thing, so it's kind of advisable that I start with 2 guys, but I fire 1 or both of them to get enough space. You're only ever allowed 6 agents, so unfortunately Sadeep here is going to retire a bit early, leave the cause to other people. But in the meantime, I'm going to conquer France. I want to start out the game in France.
Standing by for orders.
And in fact, what am I doing? Sadeep.
At your service.
See, I want to kind of play the game in the background, but I also want to make sure I don't just talk to you all day, and that I actually do make progress on the game. So I'm going to
We'll bring this nation
start
to our
playing
side.
right now.
What's the op?
One of the hilarious things is that you always want to conquer Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is an optimal location because Kazakhstan has, in real life, a lot of the legacy space industry from the Soviet Union. And in fact, they have some kind of an agreement where Russia uses it, Kazakhstan uses it. It's not all Kazakh, but the conceit of the game is that if you seize control of Kazakhstan, you can cut everyone else off and control all of their rocketry on your own. Which is, you know, I say he's an American shitlib. This is kind of the sort of thing, this sort of skullduggery the American Empire is doing a lot of in the world today. Where it's like, haha, we can break the rules if we're clever and also completely fucking immoral. So, you always want to conquer Kazakhstan, and then you want to conquer one other place. You can kind of start in France, Russia, India, or America. India's harder than the others. And one thing he got right, in 2022 we didn't see the rise of Russia coming, but this particular gentleman saw it. And so Russia's still kind of a mess in this game, but it's quite easy to get it together, like has just happened in the past 2 years in real life. Right now Russia is way stronger and more dynamic than it was in 2022 for us. So let me play out the first turn here. I'm only going to do 10-minute episodes, which is also how long my recorder allows me to do without paying them, because capitalist nightmare. Free stuff only is free if you can trick it. You always want to deliver your manifesto. This red stuff here, the influence, is a very good resource. Getting 50 of it is a huge thing this early in the game. It'll allow me to get another counselor pretty early on. This one you can do different things with. It only matters early, more or less. It's big early. It has a very modest effect later. So I think I'll get science. Try and get on top of the science a bit better. I could get money. I have a good amount of influence. Let's see if I can get through this turn before my 10 minutes. Alright, I got France. That's important. Kazakhstan's also important. Growing. Even Belgium's nice.
We're taking over.
I got all of them. That's a very good start. Now let's see if I can get to the next turn. I have a bunch of... I might have to spend the next turn telling you a bit about the game as well before I switch to telling you about my world, although I'm sure that that's more interesting than some dumb video game from 2024, but there you go. Alright, cool. I think this could be useful. I wish my grandfather did this, basically, so I'm gonna do it for you, and hopefully it's not gonna... everyone's not gonna think I'm stupid, like all my family now is like, that's stupid, no one's gonna watch that, but I think you will. So I'll see you guys a bit later on.